kidding, are ya?
Run the clank, Greg. I'm getting off.
Go, go, go!
Yeah, popped up around the bottom marks there.
We're in.
Yeah, good on you, Gavin. Good to see a man dedicated to his duty.
Yeah, well, it looks like it cost me the heat, didn't it?
Yeah, well, got to make these sacrifices. Nothing's been touched.
Looks like someone didn't want him to swim real far.
Eric Ho. Looks Chinese.
So let me get this straight. The more points you get, the worse off you are.
Yeah. You get no points for a win, then it goes up from there. As the competition is over 7 heats.
Well, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Look, it's easy. There's one race left, right? And it's out of Hawker's skiff of old fogies and my skiff.
You sounded pretty confident.
Yeah, well, it's a young man's sport, Dave, and these old bastards, you know, it's sad, but I just don't think they're up to it.
Well, how come these old bastards are knocking you off then?
Well, I don't expect to be bumping into any more floating bodies.
So you reckon you're a sure thing, huh?
Think of me as the far lap of 18-foot skiff racing, Dave.
Well, there you have it. Straight from the horse's mouth. Dave, as I understand it, you're taking a few bets on Saturday's competition.
Well, as a matter of fact, yes, I am.
Yeah, well, I might put on a small wager myself.
So, what were you thinking?
Oh, I don't know. What about 50 on the old fogies?
50?
Oh, if you can handle it.
Window's been smashed. Do you recognise this man?
It's Mr. Ho, my boss.
This is his shop.
Yes.
When did you last see him?
Maybe yesterday he left.
Someone throw a brick through your window.
I don't know.
You don't know?
When he left, did he say where he was going?
Don't think so.
Was he by himself?
I don't know. I don't understand.
Fairly simple question. Was Mr. Ho by himself, or did he have company?
I don't know.
OK. We're going to have a look around.
That's the office, isn't it? Do you mind if you open up for us? Just see the... Take a look at this, Frank. All unpaid bills. Ho's on notice from every one of his suppliers. And this bank account well into the red.
Well, so he's in trouble with the money, but I mean, doesn't mean the bank manager's going to neck him. But have a look at this. The Chankster.
Sorry?
Well, Ho's been supplying them. You know the big floating restaurant down by Rose Bay?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know the guy who owns it.
Special deal. Very good fish.
It's the police. Get out of here.
Okay.
G'day, Frankie. You come for lunch?
No such luck, mate. Work. This is Detective Rachel Goldstein.
G'day.
G'day.
Chanks there, he's a genius with a bottle of soy sauce. Wins the Golden Chopstick every year.
It's a hat, Frank, and I didn't win anything this year.
Hey, get a new wok, mate.
Look, I'll just put these in the cool room, eh?
You remember Sophie?
Of course I do. Hello, Sophie. The old man's still got you working.
Well, the tight ass won't spend money to hire staff, so I get stuck with it.
We haven't got the money.
Well, I don't know what happens to it all.
Just want to ask your husband a few questions, if that's okay.
Don't keep him too long.
Do our best.
Geez, you'd never get sick of the view.
So, what can I do for you, Frank?
A bloke called Eric Ho runs a sort of Chinese store down Sussex Street. And what can you tell me about him?
What, because he's Chinese, I must know him, eh?
Come on. There was a time when someone couldn't step on a dog turd in Chinatown without you knowing about it.
Things have changed, Frank. I don't have much contact with Chinatown anymore. You know, Sophie doesn't like me to. What's this?
It's a dead man's invoice, addressed to here.
You see, we found Eric Ho floating belly up in the harbour today.
And we wondered if you might know who wanted to give him swimming lessons.
I'm sorry, Frank. Eric Ho was one of my suppliers. That's as far as our relationship went. I don't have any idea who killed him.
Well, we've been through Ho's books, and he was withdrawing $3 grand a week unaccounted for. So we reckon someone's extorting money from him.
Yeah, well, he wouldn't be the first bloke to be hit by extortionists in Chinatown.
Who's running the show now?
You want to find that out? You hang out in Sussex Street for half a day and you shake down every 20-year-old looking tough kid driving a sports car.
Yeah, but these kids wouldn't be running the operation themselves, so, who's in charge? Rachel, what's the fine for someone owning a restaurant buying fish off a non-commercial fisherman?
10 grand. Oh, probably more, actually.
Yeah, that's what you're doing out the front, wasn't it? Chancster, I could really lose my patience.
All right, Terry Madigan. But you never heard it from me, Frank, and you never see it written on any statement signed by me.
Madigan's definitely involved?
Yeah, the mail isn't Madigan, there's some of these young blokes involved.
They do the shakedowns, he takes a piece of the action.
So when Eric Ho refuses to play the extortion, he gets made an example of, is that it?
Yeah, well, it can happen something like you said.
Madigan's got the touch on you? Well, how much?
Enough to hurt.
Jeez, why didn't you come to me?
What can you do?
A lot, if you'll testify.
Yeah, right, Frank.
I thought Madigan was in jail.
He was for assault occasioning, but he got out on good behaviour.
And now it seems he's running this extortion racket in Chinatown.
If Frank's informant is correct.
No reason to doubt the source.
Still, there's no tangible link between the extortion and Ho's murder. I saw we canvassed the area outside Ho's shop. If there is a link between the extortion, then it's likely the other shopkeepers have been approached by the same people.
How's your mandarin, Frank? Nothing. Don't know why we bother.
Now, like Chang says, most of these shops will be paying protection.
See that? Madigan's driving a Merc these days. How did Chang describe them? Tough-looking guys in a sports car? What's going on here?
Don't know, but I wouldn't mind finding out. Hey!
Did you get the number?
Yep.
Let's go. Gotta be around here somewhere.
No, I don't pay! I don't pay!
Did you see that?
I don't know what you're talking about. We were just having some fun.
You were seen talking to Terry Madigan just before you smashed the window.
Who?
The guy in the black Merc?
Oh, yeah. I remember that guy. He wanted directions to a Yamcha restaurant.
Listen, Paul, we've got on pretty good authority that you're involved in an extortion racket with Madigan.
Extortion?
Does the name Eric Ho mean anything to you?
No.
It's just that someone threw a brick through his window today, too. Not far from where you were.
Hey, wasn't me. I told you this was a once-off.
And we pulled Mr. Ho's body out of the harbour earlier today.
Poor guy. Listen, I have a university lecture in half an hour. I can pay for a window, no problem.
Oh, you got a lot of money for a uni student?
Well, my father likes to keep me in pockets.
Oh, that's right. Daddy's in Hong Kong. Paul's here on a student visa.
Look, I don't have to be here, so unless there's something else...
Well, actually, there is, Paul. Like, malicious damage.
Driving offences.
OK, I will cop them.
But you don't want to tell us about your involvement with Madigan?
I told you I don't know who Terry Madigan is.
Right, yeah, we heard that. Well, it's like this. I mean, well, Madigan's the client of Liz's.
She represents him.
Oh, no, well, she doesn't actually represent him. He's a client of her firm's.
You're worried about conflict of interest?
Oh, no, it's any conflict of interest.
Oh, come on, Frank. You're a copper who's trying to nail Madigan for extortion. I mean, maybe murder, and your ex is his mouthpiece.
No, she's
That's
not
a
his
conflict of interest.
Oh, yeah, well, she'll just have to change jobs.
You'd like to be a fly on the wall when you drop that report.
You know Madigan wrote this book in jail?
Yeah, I heard.
Oh, look, it's a sanitised crock of shit about the underworld in Sydney in the 80s. Well, he's having a little launch tonight, and guess who scored an invite with Liz?
Does Madigan know about you and Liz?
Well, I haven't, discussed that with her yet. I mean...
Well, I'm telling you, do not go. Got it?
No, it's just that his name came up at work and it's a case that we're following through.
Frank, if you don't want to go, it's all right. But I'm expected to. All the partners will be there.
Must be hard to, represent someone like Madigan.
I don't represent him.
Oh, well, you'll be drinking his champagne tonight.
Terry Madigan is a legitimate businessman with legitimate business interests with the firm which happens to employ me. If he has a colourful past, it's nothing to do with me.
A colourful past. So you don't have a problem with someone who killed a copper?
It was never proven that Madigan had anything to do with that.
Come on, you know he did it. Now you're partying on the proceeds.
What do you want me to do here, Frank? I mean, you want me to walk up to my boss and ask him to drop one of our biggest clients because my ex-husband is a copper?
Man's a cretin.
Yeah, well, this isn't about Madigan, and it's not about a dead cop either. It's about my career. I mean, it's been a long time since I was a probationary police constable, and I have no intention of being that low on the evolutionary ladder again.
And what does that make me, Neanderthal?
Very sexy, Neanderthal. Frank, if you have a problem, that's fine. You stay home. How do I look?
You look beautiful.
See you later.
As some of you would know, I've been in and out of institutions all of my life. And if I've learned anything from my time inside, it's that criminals are made, not born. In fact, I reckon that crime's created by a society that just doesn't give a damn. It's all very well for our politicians and our police to carry on about getting tough on crime policies, but until we, society as a whole, take responsibility for all social inequality, things will only get worse.
Very moving speech, Terry.
Well, Frank Holloway, this is a turn up for the books.
I didn't know you had a political bone in your body.
Oh, yeah, I'm very political. The beautiful Liz.
Terry. Frank.
Isn't she gorgeous? And a bloody good solicitor too, they tell me. Damn shame we're going to be losing her to the Yanks. Oh, she didn't tell you, Frank. Yeah, Liz has been offered a, what do they call it?
A secondment. It's just happened. I haven't accepted it yet.
Here, let me give you a copy of my book.
Oh, it's all right. I've read Liz's.
Well, it's not bad, is it? I mean, you know, I've got a ghostwriter to help me out, put all the commas and stuff in the right place.
Yeah, Pity couldn't help you a bit more.
Frank.
Well, it's not that I'm any literary critic, but, not exactly a ball breaker, is it? I mean, when you get down to it, it's a really shithouse book from cover to cover. Whoever told you you could write, Terry? Anyone here thinking of reading this crap? I mean, take my advice, don't bother.
Well, I've spent half my life inside and I'm still way ahead of you, Holloway.
But I'm going to put you away. It's a promise.
You get out of here now.
Come on, Frank.
Oh, yeah, I'm going. A man can only take so much bullshit in one night.
Yeah, but you said you wouldn't come. I mean, how do you think your behaviour makes me look?
I mean, do you really care what those dicks think?
Those dicks employ me? Wake up to reality, Frank. I am a criminal lawyer.
No, you don't have to sound so bloody proud.
Why shouldn't I be proud? I have fought bloody hard to get where I am.
What, sucking up to thugs like Madigan?
So you've been keeping this New York thing pretty close to your chest?
It's not definite. I just didn't see any point bringing it up.
Yeah, but it's sort of, it's looking more definite.
I'm not necessarily going to take it.
Well, why wouldn't you? I mean, what do you got to keep you here?
You could come with me.
And what would I do?
I wouldn't have to do anything.
Oh, I'd be a kept man.
You'd be worth it.
You're serious, aren't you? That's me leave the coppers.
Oh, it's just a job. I mean, haven't you ever thought about getting out?
Yeah, sometimes.
Well, maybe you should.
That just knocked over his bookcase. It was no big deal.
No, not according to the lawyers. They've contacted Hawker. IA are going to get involved.
Look, Madigan, he deserved it. You know, he's a bastard. I tell you, he shot Charlie Roberts when he was at the Breakers.
Yeah, he was a mate of yours.
I know, but, you know, I knew him.
All right. I thought you might have been taking it personally for a minute.
Honestly, I'm getting too old to worry about IA. They want to chuck me out, good luck to them. I go and sit on a banana lounge in some hotel in New York.
New York?
Yeah. Yeah, Liz, she's been seconded, you know. She, said I could go, all expenses.
All right. Oh, yeah, I can really imagine you on a banana lounge, you know, watching that daytime television. Sounds great.
Here you go. Here's something.
Look, mate, I'll talk to you later, OK? Don't you love bank managers?
Business tough, mate?
Bloody vegetarians are sending me broke.
Oh, it's the vegetarians' fault. Tell you what, you give me a signed statement attesting to Madigan taking money off you and I'll save you what, $3 grand a week?
Well, Madigan only takes 2,000.
Oh, well, what's it matter?
Sorry, Frank, no can do. You understand.
Look, why would you work your guts out so that Madigan can line his pockets?
It's just the way it is.
Doesn't have to be.
Look, that extra $2 grand will get Sophie out of the kitchen. Now, I'm sure she's going to appreciate that.
Come on. Can't help someone who won't help himself.
Frank! Frank! Madigan owns a boat. He keeps it moored to the spit. Every Wednesday night it becomes a gambling venue.
What are we talking about?
Mahjong, roulette.
You know, gaming bores the pants off me.
Look, he keeps stolen jewellery in his safe. Expensive stuff. The real McCoy. If a client has a big win on the tables, he gets paid off in stones.
How do you know it's stolen?
Because he tried to flog me my own wife's diamond choker I gave her for our wedding anniversary. The choker was stolen from our safety deposit box with the Bank of Sydney.
Thought you'd given the punting away. OK, how much do you owe Madigan? Oh, come on, Jankster, what is it, 100 grand?
No, not 100, just 30 thou.
Just?
Look, please don't tell Sophie. I made her a promise. I'm going to go to GA every Wednesday night.
Jankster, what are we going to do with you? Thanks. A couple of years ago, there was a break-in at the Bank of Sydney. Now, the thieves only raided the safety deposit boxes. As yet, no one's been charged, but the mail is Terry Madigan was involved.
The investigation was staffed. A lot of the security box owners wouldn't cooperate, so...
No, they wouldn't want the tax department across how much money they had tied up in gold jewellery, would they?
Exactly.
And you say your informant is one of the safety deposit box holders?
Yeah, the box was in his wife's name. Now, that box contained a quantity of jewellery, including a very particular choker chain.
Yeah, they didn't think they'd see it again until Chang was offered it when he cashed his chips on Madigan's boat.
Well, the choker alone isn't going to be enough to link Madigan to the entire bank job.
No, but the other jewellery will. I mean, if he's got the entire proceeds in his possession, well, he's got a few problems, hasn't he?
So you want to raid the boat?
Jeff, Madigan shot a copper. He's thumbing his nose at us.
Wouldn't do you any harm to nail Madigan, Jeff.
Hey, Dave, put me down for $50 on Sykes, will you?
Now, you sure about that? You'll get a far better return if you back Hawker's boat.
It'll have to be 1,000,000 to 1 before I back the boss.
Yeah, well, the way things are going, it's going to blow out to about that.
Hey, Dave, got a minute?
Yeah, sure.
I think I might have a little job for you.
Oh, yeah? Police.
Hello, everyone. I'm Detective Holloway. These two good people are from the Sydney Water Police.
Get back!
And you're all under arrest for gambling on illegal premises. Hey! Where's Madigan?
Get stuffed. My missus gives me a harder work out than that.
Frank?
Stay.
I thought you said Madigan would be there.
He was tipped off.
Right. You got anything to back that up? You know, it's come to my attention, Frank, that your wife, or rather your ex-wife, works for Madigan's lawyers.
Liz didn't know about tonight.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Hey, I checked the registration on Madigan's boat and it's not in his name.
Well, who does it belong to?
There you go.
Yeah, it's my boat. So what? I like to fish.
Where'd you get the money to own a flash boat like that?
I did a paper run as a little tacker, saved every penny.
Are you sure you don't want a lawyer?
Of course I'm sure. I haven't done anything.
What about stones?
I told you, they belong to my Auntie Mavis. I'm looking after them for her.
How can we contact your Auntie Mavis?
She's overseas visiting a sick relative. That's why I'm looking after the stones.
And who's the sick relative? The Queen of England?
That's right. I'm connected to royalty. You should call me Sir.
All right, what have we got on Sir Curly?
Conducting an illegal game, goods in custody.
Pretty piss-weak charges, if you ask me. Local court matter?
Well, you're already on a bond for assault. Magistrate won't like that. I'd say have to be a trip to Bonehead College. You see, we got people ready to lay claim to these stones. I mean, we know they were nicked.
Whatever.
I don't know what happened. That's the first time he wasn't there. I'm really sorry, Frank.
I need you on the floor.
Can't you see I'm busy?
I can't do the floor and work in the kitchen, so what is it to be?
Where's the head waiter?
He hasn't been paid in 2 weeks and refuses to turn up. What's going on, Trevor? Where's all our money going? You're gambling again, aren't you? That's where you have been tonight.
Look, we'll talk about this later.
You bastard. You weak
Sophie,
bastard.
now isn't the time.
You promised me.
Never rains but it pours, eh, Frank? I'm gonna make it up to her. I will.
Mate, we need a statement saying that the choker is definitely yours.
Are you crazy? If Madigan finds out I had anything to do with tonight, you know what's gonna happen, don't you?
Well, you can't do much when we lock him up.
Go to hell, Frank. I'm not interested in witness protection. You can't offer me anything. I'm on my own. Look, I helped you tonight, so just be grateful for that.
Calm down, it's all right.
What have you got against old Curly, Frank? He's been running that gig for ages. Nobody minded. Why'd you have to pull him in?
Because you won't wear it.
Well, why would I?
It's your operation.
Somebody must have given you a bum steer. Where do you get your information? You all right, Trevor? You look a bit crook.
Yeah, just a little bit of acid.
Too bad. I'll see you around, Frank. Say good day to lovely Liz for me, won't you?
Let's go.
Champagne, Trevor. Make it a magnum. Something French.
You had a late one.
Hey.
I saved you some takeaway. You just have to heat it up.
Yep, found it. Have a good day?
Yeah, all right.
What'd you do?
I was in court mostly. Embezzlement matter.
Did you win?
Yeah, I did.
Good for you.
How was your day?
Oh, you know, had better. Had this undercover operation I've been involved in. You know, we had a tip that Terry Madigan was involved in illegal gambling on his boat, and word was he had a quantity of stolen jewellery. But when we got to raid it, Madigan wasn't there. Now, either he was incredibly lucky or someone tipped him off.
And you think I had something to do with that?
Well, did you?
I told you I don't liaise with Terry Madigan. And even if I did, I wouldn't have told him. Even if I had known about it, which I didn't.
Yeah, well, fair enough.
Sykesy, if you win, I am on a hiding to nothing. The only one that backed Hawker was Hawker.
It's not my problem.
Yeah, well, I stand to lose about $500.
Yeah, but we stand to make a killing.
Tell you what I'll do, Dave. When I win the race, I'll buy you a beer to drown your sorrows. Is that all right?
Nemesis, this is Sydney Water Police.
Better make it a slab.
Sydney Water Police, this is the Nemesis.
Report of a body floating in Sydney Harbour, east of Port Denison.
Copy that. ETA, 10 minutes. Nemesis clear. There he is.
It's Frank's mate, Chang.
Hey, that's the guy that got Madigan in.
What time did Madigan leave?
11:30, 12. I was washing up.
And your husband went with them?
Yes. He went in Mr. Madigan's car.
Did he say anything before he left? Did he seem happy, you know? Was there any force used?
I'm sorry about this, Mrs. Chang. Is there someone who can look after you?
I'm sorry, Sophie.
It's not your fault, Frank.
So you coming to the pub tonight?
No, I won't be able to make it tonight.
Not like you to knock back a night at the pub?
Oh, a big race tomorrow, Dave. My body is a temple.
I knew there was a reason I wasn't religious. Ah, Jeff. Could I have a word for a sec?
My office?
Yeah. Listen, I fully understand and appreciate the fact that you might want to put an end to this betting business.
Oh, I don't think there's any need for that.
Oh, well, it's got out of hand, you know. The whole station's having a punt and, well, it's a particularly bad look for the water police.
Right. How much are you going to lose if Sykes wins the race?
Well, I'm not sure of the exact figures, but, well, you know, not too much.
Right. Oh, well, just a bit of harmless fun between friends, eh, Dave? Just a bit of harmless fun.
Yeah.
Why have we ruled out suicide?
He had a head injury.
Jumps off a bridge, bumps his head on the way down. I mean, the guy had gambling debts. You saw the pressure he was under. He's
Rachel, we got 2 dead Chinese, both with strong connections to Madigan. Fact. We have his wife saying Madigan and Chang went off together. Fact.
Yeah, but the bodies are presented very differently. I mean, the first guy's tied up with coat hanger wire. Hang on, where are we going?
Yeah, well, we're going to have to stop meeting like this, Frank. People are going to talk.
Hey, you mind telling me where you were between midnight and 3 o'clock this morning?
Actually, I do mind.
Why, you got something to hide, Terry?
I just know I shouldn't be talking to you without my solicitor. You're liable to twist anything I say.
See, I got good word you're running an extortion racket down here.
Yeah, well, you better get yourself a new informant, Frank, because everybody knows I'm a legitimate businessman now. You see, I've done my time, and I don't intend to go back inside.
Well, you might be disappointed.
Look, if you want to pull me in for questioning, you do it through the proper channels, and I'll answer anything you want. I'd be finding myself a new partner if I was you. This one seems to be losing the plot. Am I free to go?
Liz, are you going to tell me what's up?
I was hauled in today by the boss. He wanted to know about my relationship with you.
What'd you tell him?
I told him to mind his own business.
Bully for you.
Yeah? Not so sure. Did you pull in Terry Madigan today?
How'd you know that?
He rang my boss. I have suddenly become very expendable.
Yeah, well, he's doing it to get at me.
Yeah, well, he missed. My boss suggested that I should take the New York offer.
You're going to go?
I don't think he was giving me a choice. Anyway, I need to get out of Sydney, Frank. My office is still open, if you want to come.
Wouldn't work, would it?
I thought you'd say that.
Why?
It's too much to lose. 5'8", dark hair. Partner of yours? I miss you.
Sorry there, Dave. Looks like Gavin is leading.
Yes, I knew I backed him for a reason.
Big one coming out of here. Yeah. Point to starboard, haven't I?
You gonna make it? Easy. We'll cross him for sure. Let's go.
Come on, move over! Oh, Dave!
That's all right. We'll clear him. We'll clear him.
Move to starboard!
boss. Close. Up, ready, let's go.
No!
What happened?
Hawker cut him off.
Can he do that?
No, that's illegal. He had right of way.
Yeah, damn shame, that.
Come on, get out, get out, get out. Come on, we'll take it to the finish. Bad luck, Sykesy.
Cheers. Here's to us.
Congratulations, boss.
Winners. Thanks, Gavin. Thanks for a good race. You got yourself into a bit of trouble there.
Yeah, a little bit.
Ah, well, that's skiff racing for you. Just when you think you got it won, disaster.
Oh, you know, for a minute out there, sir, I could have sworn you blokes tacked across us. I mean, how can I guess it wasn't deliberate? But in the heat of the moment, you guys forgot the basic rules.
Gavin, let it go, mate. Just let it go.
Let it go.
There you go, a nice glass of champagne. Here's cheers.
Cheers, sir.
Well, here's cheers, boys. There's only one winner, and that's us.
Who are they?
They're auditors. The restaurant is being liquidated of its assets. The bank has foreclosed.
They could have waited.
Well, apparently Trevor has kept them at bay for as long as he could.
So what are you going to do?
My sister said I could come and stay with her for a while.
It's probably not a bad idea.
I'm sorry we have to keep asking you these questions, Sophie, but it's really important we know exactly what happened. You see, when we bring in our suspect, we want to know all the information.
I understand. But I don't know what else I can tell you.
Well, you said you saw your husband get in the car with Madigan.
That's right.
And you were doing the dishes?
That's right.
Sure about that?
Yes.
Well, how could you see? Your view's obstructed.
I don't understand.
Well, if you're doing the dishes, you'd be there, and there's no way you could see your husband get in the car with Madigan.
Oh, well, Trevor came to me, said he was going to see Mr. Madigan to his car.
And that was the last time you saw him?
Yes.
Right, so you didn't actually see your husband get in the car. I mean, he could have done what you said, see Madigan off and then gone off by himself. Sophie, was your husband, well, in a stable frame of mind prior to his death?
He was under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, financial pressure.
Yes.
Do you think it's possible that he committed suicide?
I suppose it's possible.
I mean, it must have been a bit of a shock when you found out the sort of financial strife that you were in.
5 years. We've been working to establish a restaurant. But he had a problem.
Right. The gambling.
I guess I knew he was still having the odd game of cards. But I had no idea how bad it really was. After the restaurant closed, Trevor showed me the books.
Was that before or after he went to the car with Madigan?
Before. I mean, after.
After?
I don't remember. Everything's confused in my mind. I didn't mean to hurt him. I was just so angry.
Oh, Sophie. What's happened?
We argued. I told him I was leaving him. I tried to walk away, but he followed me to the door. I remember picking up a lamp. When I hit him, he staggered backwards. I watched him fall over the railing into the water. I was going to try and pull him out. But he was lying there, face down. I was so scared. I just ran away.
Sophie Chang, you will now be taken to Sydney Police Centre where you'll be charged with the murder of your husband, Trevor Chang. Do you understand that? Another reprieve for Terry Madigan.
And justice is seen to be done.
I just have to fix Jeff up with his share, and the rest is mine.
You know, Dave, if you spend that money, I'll never
I
be...
think you've mistaken me for someone who gives a... Jeff, got some money for you.
Yeah, Look, Dave, apparently there was a bit of, I don't know, a bit of confusion or something toward the end of the race.
It was more like a protest, really. These guys were disqualified and we won the race.
We won?
We won! Yes!
Now, hang on, wait a minute, this is serious. There's a lot of money involved here and stuff. And Jeff? Jeff?
Hey.
What happened to your My Body is a Temple thing?
It's a temple. The 3 a.m. license.
So, you're going to buy me a beer or what?
Yeah.
So Liz is gone. New York.
Good place for Liz. What about you?
Me, what about me?
Well, weren't you talking about banana lounges and the days of our lives and stuff?
Yeah, ridiculous. There's too many Americans in New York. Not in Melbourne, though.
What?
Americans. It's a security job down there. 90 grand a year.
What, leave the service?
You got to sometime, haven't you?
There are heaps of Americans in Melbourne.